more than 250 AI tools for HR on the market right now. So there is a growing push to adopt these systems. And this tool can include a variety of tools like automated job description, or also screening, rankings, recommender system that can match employees, employer, and can also give a recommendation to job seekers. We can have also algorithms that screen CVs, that extract info from CVs to score candidates. And last but not least, we can also have video interviews. So during a video interviews, this system can rely on a variety of data like visual data or verbal data, the length of the sentences, or paraverbal data, like the tone of candidates, and they use those data to infer characteristics about the job applicants, like personality traits, or also potential ability, and many others AI hiring tools. Algorithmic hiring, of course, can increase recruitment quality and efficiency, because recruiters spend a lot of time, a lot of resources, like in the sourcing and screening of candidates. But at the same time, algorithmic hiring can also lead to unfair treatment of certain groups in society. So just to give you an example, a few years ago, Amazon stopped to use a CV screening system for hiring candidates because they found out that the system was trained on historical-based data, based on the fact that in the past, Amazon hired most men, more often men, as software engineers than women. Or another way in which system can lead to discrimination is the use, for example, of what they call sensitive attribute proxies. So when we have an algorithm that extracts information from CVs, certain data in the CVs can act as proxy for sensitive attributes, like having a certain name is correlated to having a certain migration background, or also having a work gap in the CV that is often correlated to caregiving responsibilities, can lead to the exclusion of certain groups in society, like women, that are most affected by work gaps in the CVs. Of course, there are several ways to prevent, detect discrimination, like proxy reduction, or also post-processing methods that seeks to promote positive forms of discrimination, because discrimination is not always bad. It can also contribute to fair access to position for marginalized groups in societies that have been excluded from certain domains, like women, for example. And I'm working within Finder project. Finder project, Fairness and Intersectional Non-Discrimination in Human Recommendation, is a project funded by Horizon Europe and is composed by university, NGOs, industry partners, and our primary aim is try to facilitate the detection, prevention and mitigation of discrimination in algorithmic hiring. But the most important point is to developing new forms for context-sensitive and interdisciplinary approach, like having multi-stakeholder interpretability tools or fairness-aware rankings methods. And for example, in the Finder project right now, we are trying to implement auditing systems that run out throughout the life cycles of the system, so pre, in, and post-processing, but also equality monitoring protocol that can operationalize ways to prevent intersectional discrimination for people. And last but not least, try ways to engage marginalized groups, like with participatory research action, with expert inquiries, and so on. If we want to develop a fair algorithmic hiring system, we should look at the whole pipeline. AI hiring does not operate in a vacuum, but it's embedded in socio-technical systems. That means a technical, societal, institutional perspective. So even the rankings of candidates or the selection of candidates is a value-laden and normative decision. So AI ethics that focus on norms, values, during the design, development of AI techniques and tools also should be revised. And we can look at how fairness and discrimination can be context-sensitive and also cross-cultural. For example, a variable like Polish can be discriminatory in the UK, but can also be descriptive in Poland. So We need to find a way to really implement cross-cultural digital ethics perspective. That means that go against the thought that AI ethics is based on Western perspective and trying to include more broader socio-cultural perspective. An advice for HR people and in general for recruiters and every professional that deals with algorithmic discrimination and wants to implement ways for algorithmic fairness methods and tools is trying to find a way for an open collaboration between them. So I'm trying to find a way to translate responsible innovation practices into concrete methods, but also understand that AI hearing are really context-sensitive tools. So we need to look at the whole recruitment pipeline and at different marginalized groups in different geographical areas. So always being context-sensitive in what we do in their everyday work. And on a bigger level, also understand that discrimination is something intersectional. That means that discrimination does not entail just one single factor, like gender, ethnicity, but it's always the result of interlocking systems of power and oppression.